It's the Weather Xtreme video. This is the morning edition for Tuesday, the 24th of February. James Spann here, getting set for what could be a high-impact snow event tomorrow. A lot of questions. Let's see if we can get you some answers. We'll start with a look at things this morning. This is the big picture. We like to start with that. This is the water vapor satellite view across the country, and you can see it's the classic split flow. The northern branch is delivering the cold air, troughing over eastern Canada, and a very active southern branch with a series of waves and an upper low back over the Southwest U.S., and that's always problematic. We are starting off this day with temperatures below freezing, generally from I-20 north, and we still have precipitation in the form of freezing rain and freezing drizzle falling along and north of Interstate 20. We have potential for icy patches on roads and bridges for the next few hours. Early this morning, we have not heard of any major widespread issues, but again, it's 5:30 when I'm doing this video, and that could easily change between now and 7 o'clock. And I think it was a wise thing for schools to delay in a situation like this with sub-freezing temperatures and that on the radar. But the big show clearly is coming up tomorrow. It is so cold in the Northeast, and that air is draining down here in here and will be pulled in here tomorrow with a surface low forming in the Gulf. Again, these advisories are a little bit confusing because we have two issues. We have the issue this morning and then tomorrow. But the big news, there is a winter storm watch for basically the northern half of the state, roughly the northern half of the state tomorrow, and includes Tuscaloosa, Calera, Brent, Centerville, Ashland, Lineville, Roanoke, Wedowee, and points north. And you can see the advisory stretched out all across the southern U.S. from Dallas-Fort Worth to the coast of North Carolina. So who gets what, when, all that. Let's answer those questions as best we can. This is where we stand today at noon. And this is the GFS, the 06Z run. This is at 500 millibars, about 18,000 feet up. Big trough in the east, delivering the cold air. Storm system in the southern branch, west of the state, just waiting to bring in some winter weather woes tomorrow. Now, we go above freezing mid-morning, 9, 10 o'clock, and really this afternoon and tonight will be quiet. You need to do something, no problem. Get it done. This is noon today, coming off the GFS, and the wave that brought the light freezing rain, freezing drizzle here overnight and early this morning is producing havoc in the Carolinas and parts of northern Georgia. But we must turn our attention to the next one coming in, and you can see this is tomorrow at noon. The GFS is clearly on board with snow. Surface low is south of the Louisiana coast. The snow begins, we think, sometime tomorrow morning between 6 and 9. 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, it should be a big snow coming down. I mean, this ought to be a very significant snow. A surface low is just south of Panama City Beach, moving northeast. It's a classic track for snow, and then by midnight tomorrow night, 12 a.m. Thursday, the low is over in the Atlantic. And really, the GFS is suggesting maybe some change over to freezing rain on the backside of this. I guess that's possible. We think it's going to be mostly all snow here. How much and where? All right, look at modeling here. First off, this is the GFS, the model you just saw, and that is very, in line with our forecast. If anything, our forecast might be too conservative if you take this on face value. This is putting down 5 inches at Anniston and the Shelby County Airport, 4 inches for Tuscaloosa and Birmingham, 3 inches for Gadsden. Again, this is model output. This is not a forecast, but that's pretty much in line with the ongoing forecast. And let's go to the NAM, the North American Mesoscale model. It's very aggressive, and it's putting down almost a foot up around Fort Payne. It's got 11 inches up there with 9 at Cullman and 8 at Gadsden, Birmingham 4, Tuscaloosa, Anniston 3. I still think that's a little too aggressive, but again, the idea is basically in line with their ongoing forecast. This is coming from the guys at NCEP, WPC, the Weather Prediction Center. This is a man-made product, the 75 percentile, snow accumulation of 72 hours. And again, it's very much in line with our forecast. It's almost creepy how everything is in line with our forecast, which almost makes us nervous. You're looking for some kind of outlier somewhere. So let's look at the SREF, the Short Range Ensemble Forecast Plume Viewer. And again, this is where you can see some outliers here. You got various members of the ensemble, and on the high end, one member prints 10 inches, and this is just for Birmingham. So in the high end, you've got one member at 10 inches, and then you got a couple of members down there with basically nothing. Most all of the members are clustered between 2 and 8 inches. And again, that's kind of in line with our forecast. The mean is the black line, and that's sitting right about 4 inches, maybe just under 4 inches for Birmingham. So I guess we're not going to change our forecast, but since everything looks so consistent, that the confidence, quite frankly, is unusually high. That's what we have out there now publicly. Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anniston, Gadsden, average potential 2 to 4 inches. Somewhere there's going to be a deformation axis, a higher strip of snow. Typically that's about 30 miles wide, and there is no way. We could be cute and try and draw that on here. It doesn't make any sense to do that because we don't have any skill at doing that, so we're not. But somewhere where that heavier band develops, there could be isolated amounts to 8 inches. That's a big Alabama snow. Now, down on the southern periphery, that's really the hard part of this, is the southern periphery defining the rain-snow line. It's going to rain in South Alabama. Where does the snow start? It'll be somewhere close to that the southern part of that graphic there, from about Emell to Forkland to Greensboro to Marion to Clanton and Verbena and Alexander City and almost Lafayette. That's going to be the southern extent, we think, of this. But remember, this will change. It can and it will. Expect changes. If you use this forecast and don't look at anything else, that's not working. You need to check what we write this afternoon and tonight. But again, this will be a pretty good little event for us. All right, Thursday, it's gone. Thursday should be a dry day, the high getting back in the 40s. This is Friday, kind of a little secondary shot of colder air dips in here. Temperatures may be dropping about 5 degrees, at 1042 high coming in. Saturday should be a nice day as the weekend begins. Mostly sunny, the high in the low to mid-50s. Now, Saturday morning is going to be cold. We'll be in the middle 20s. Sunday, moisture begins to return, and I do think we'll need to mention some chance of a little light rain maybe Sunday, especially over the southern half of the state. I wouldn't call it a rainy day, but a chance of a little light rain, the high in the middle 50s. And then Monday of next week, a better chance of rain with a surface boundary north of the state. And this is a week from today, Tuesday, the 3rd of March. What a flip-flop. Now we have troughing in the west, ridging in the east, and we will be pretty warm if this is right. Temperatures up in the 60s, a warm front north of the state, a surface low is developing. And then this is midnight that night. The surface low is down to 997 millibars, and this could be a severe weather look. Come on now, this is early March, so we go from a big snow this week to potential for strong storms next week. And obviously, this is a week away. We'll fine-tune that as we get closer. Here's the end of the forecast. This is the 5th. Out there toward the end of next week. Now the troughing is shifting back into the eastern part of the continent again, and that looks just cool and dry. Temperatures coming off the ensembles. Clearly our cold day is tomorrow with the snow coming down, but look at the 60s showing back up early next week. And then beyond that, it looks like a colder spike again toward the end of next week with highs dropping back in the 40s. But, we're getting into March, and cold snaps don't last long this late in the season, which is good. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes in the blog. Next video here by 4 o'clock today. If you can, catch us this evening on the live stream or the television side, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.